The survival games are spread across every console, with many being available pretty much everywhere. Whether you play via Steam or from the comfort of your couch, there is something for everyone. If you are a PC gamer looking for some good survival games, then you've come to the right place. Here, we are going to take a look at the best survival games available on PC. Most of these games are available on Steam, making them easy to purchase and download. Additionally, some of these games vary in skill difficulty. Keep this in mind if you are a beginner to the genre. Ever dream about being the bad guy? In V Rising, you can play as a bloodthirsty vampire, building your vampire castle in the depths of the forest. During the day, focus on upgrading and expanding your lair. When night falls, head out into the world, kill villagers and loot outposts. V Rising is a unique survival experience as you have considerably more power than the average human. Along the way though, you can run into powerful bosses. After defeating them, you will be able to gain new recipes and abilities. The name of the game in Don't Starve is to not starve. Don't Starve can be enjoyed solo, but you can also check out Don't Starve Together, which supports up to 6 players. After selecting a character type, you will need to work together, eat food, and survive the night. Don't let the cartoonish 2D graphics fool you. This game can be quite difficult, especially if you are new. If you and other players all die, you may even have to start again from scratch. Enshrouded was first launched in January 2024, bringing players to Ember Vale. This game is set in a world where a mysterious fog known as the Shroud has spread throughout the land. Your goal is to build a base, save NPCs, and fight back against the Shroud. Along the way, you can take the typical survival game detours, build a mansion, craft strong armor, and pillage enemy outposts. With intense combat and powerful enemies, Enshrouded is a challenging breath of fresh air. A lot of survival games threw zombies or other paranormal creatures your way. In Green Hell, the enemy is the jungle around you. Real-world problems can affect you in Green Hell, ranging from disease to your own mental health. Rather than feeling like a video game jungle, Green Hell feels like real life. This includes the addition of body inspection, which allows you to essentially diagnose where your pain is coming from. This differs from many other games where you consume some sort of healing item and instantly get better. Valheim is a bit more laid back than previous entries. In this Norse mythology-inspired world, you will need to build the ultimate Viking den while defeating a series of world bosses. Along the way, you can travel to new biomes, explore dungeons, and take on strong enemies like the giant blue troll shown above. While there is a clear boss progression to follow, you can pause this and dedicate hours to building a home worthy of a great Viking hero. Valheim can be played with friends, but a solo player experience is totally possible. Just sit back, listen to the music, and kill some grey dwarves. Rust is another game where pretty much everything in the world is out to get you. Rather than focusing on a job as you would in Kenshi, your main task in Rust is to not die. This is also another game that shines when playing with others. This could be teaming up with friends or killing anyone that stands in your way. Thankfully, Rust is also infinitely playable. On Steam, you will see dozens of reviews with players well over 1,000 hours. Overall, Rust is one of the best games to play if you are looking for a multiplayer survival experience. Next up, we have Kenshi. This is a sandbox survival game, which means you can do anything that your heart desires. You can customize your characters. Yes, you can have a squad, build bases, and explore the vast world. While this may sound relaxing, Kenshi can be quite brutal. The world is dangerous, but still interesting enough to keep you hooked after death. At its core, Kenshi is a classic RPG set in an open environment. Sons of the Forest is the first truly scary game we have on our list. In this game, you are tasked with finding a missing billionaire on an island, which happens to be full of cannibals. These aren't just normal-looking people though, some of these cannibals have become quite horrifying to look at. If you are a fan of Sons of the Forest, be sure to also check out The Forest. This game launched first, but you don't have to play them in order to understand what is going on. Still, we suggest checking out both. Ark Survival Evolved is another classic. In this game, you are thrown into a harsh world filled with dinosaurs. While surviving, you will need to build a protective base and upgrade your gear. You will also be able to tame the creatures that populate the world, essentially giving you dinosaur pets. These tames can act as mounts, as well as help you gather resources. Ark Survival Evolved really shines when playing with others. You can join a large server filled with hostile players, as well as make a small server with friends to work together. Let's get the obvious out of the way, Minecraft. If you have any interest in survival games, then you've probably heard about this survival crafting game. Minecraft is a powerhouse that has captured the hearts of gamers pretty much everywhere. Minecraft places you in a vast world with tons of resources. You can build an epic base or opt for PvP content. Regardless of your choice, you will need to survive in the blocky world without falling victim to monsters or other players. Last but not least, we have Days. This is a bit older, and many longtime fans of survival games may remember this game fondly. The situation is simple: survive in a zombie-infested world. Interestingly, Days is geared towards multiplayer, and there is no dedicated single-player mode. In this post-apocalyptic world filled with others, you can choose to band together or fend for yourself. With no quests, your only goal is to survive and possibly even thrive. Surviving in a forest is hard enough, but what if that frigid was in the icy climate of Canada? Add into the mix a geomagnetic storm, and you have the long dark. In addition to surviving like usual, you'll need to also keep in mind your body temperature and caloric intake. The Long Dark also features a story mode that you can play, which takes you through various episodes. If this isn't your cup of tea, you can also play through the survival mode on a variety of difficulty settings, ranging from cozy to stressful. Survival Fountain of Youth takes us to the Caribbean islands, where you have shipwrecked. You won't be able to just call for help though, it's the 16th century and you are stranded. While on this island, you will need to make a base, defend yourself, and of course find the Fountain of Youth. This game puts forth a challenging and satisfying survival experience, which is perfect for veterans of the genre. Many fans have pointed out that Survival Fountain of Youth is similar to Green Hell with the addition of more exploration. Outward is a unique survival game where nearly every choice matters. Rather than exploring around and doing whatever you want, you will need to make decisions that impact your route and the world around you. For example, early into the game, it's possible to not save a specific town, causing it to be ruined forever. There are many different paths you can take, along with huge maps to explore. Outward can also be quite challenging, as there is no easy phase. The game starts off at full force, with no hand-holding involved. Imagine surviving in the ocean. This is exactly what Subnautica is. In this open-world survival crafting game, you will need to build your base, explore the ocean, and avoid deadly sea creatures. At times, Subnautica can be quite a vibe. Relax as you swim around and harvest resources, finding comfort in the sunlight that is visible from below the water's surface. At other times though, you are left to explore in darkness while unknown sea creatures swim around you waiting to attack. Subnautica is a top-notch survival game, unless you happen to have thalassophobia. Project Zomboid has been in early access for over a decade, but the game feels well worth it. Just check the Steam reviews, some players have hundreds of hours. The premise of Project Zomboid is simple: survive and defeat any zombie that threatens your life. Death is inevitable though. Once you do die, you can make a new character the world and even set out to slay your old character's zombie form. Overall, Project Zomboid is a classic game that brings in thrilling life or death situations while you manage your own resources and survive the harsh world.